Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakadash. I want to give them honors to our apostles and Elder Great Millstone. Also say shalom to all the icon out there. Appreciate the truth from the True City, as well as Solomon Kabar from the GMS One Yemi. The Herald of Yahushai, 144, came back with another view through the Spirit. Before I said, if you want to touch upon the true names of the Heavenly Father, His Son, third, the Heavenly Father, who they so-called called God, His true name is Yahweh. What his name means. He exists in the true name of His Son, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ or Jesus Christos in Spanish, or Jesus Christ in the Haitian Creole. His true name is Yahushua. What's his name? And He saves, He delivers. He's soon about to do current prophecy. And today's title is going to be we are living in the end days. Reason why, or something along the line, or whatever comes to my spirit, I'll probably just name it something along that line. All right. Because a lot of people, primarily, well, I just say a lot of people, but Jay really not too into, going into deep things as far as wondering why certain things are happening. Cause Jay, they lollygag, they into folly, but some of them are. But yeah, these other people are asking why these such things are happening. Or matter of fact, I might title the video, why are these certain things happening? Are we at the end? And the quick answer is yes. We are living at the end days, the end of this man's age. All right, because we understand what we're seeing right now as far as prophecy, we're seeing the downfall, all right, the so-called white man kingdom. All right, we're seeing his rulership, crash down, and so that the new rulership could come into play. Right, for the scripture say for Jacob, should I grab it real quick? Did I forget the verse? Let me grab it, Swahili. It is over. He saw the end of the world. Say there's 6 or 9. I want to take Romans. I'll take it. Romans is not a precept. It's just like it's 6 verse 9 said, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All right, and the reason why for this, we understand this because Esau is the one that's ruling right now. All right, the wicked. All right, the Lord's crashing out His system to implement righteousness system that's going to start with Yahushua. All right, for the nation of Israel, which Jacob's name was changed to Israel. All right, but let's get that Job 9 and 24 real quick, then we're going to go back to the video. Back to the topic. Job 9 verse 24, it says, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is He? All right, and how we know that He's the one ruling because of the condition of the earth and how He rules with wickedness. All right, He's against the ways of Yahweh Shemon Shai, even to the point where He tried to cover up the true image, all right, of our people, of Yahweh Shai, the angels, and also He blasphemed the scriptures, all right, saying and putting Himself as He is, trying to put Himself as the Most High, all right, and so on, so on. All right, that's how we understand we have the end, because he is moving as the wicked, which He is the wicked. All right, so let's go back to the topic. All right, so we understand that we're at the end of this man's rulership, the end of his age. All right, and the coming rulership is coming real soon. Matter of fact, before I really want to go on the topic, let's get that I think it's Sirach chapter 8, verse 10, or chapter 10, verse 8. Yeah. It's 10, I'm going to start verse 4. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 4. The pride of earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set up over it one that is profitable. The one that's profitable is Yahushua. Okay. All right, why? Because Yahushua is in the forefront of righteousness. Okay, and that's where within his rulership is going to be about straight righteousness in the ways of Yahushua. Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealing, injuries from riches got by succeed, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay, in unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit, that's all Esau right there, so-called white man. All right, unjustly, he's the man for forefront of stealing, killing people, rape, robber, murder to get what he want. Okay, and that's what he did to get majority of what he has right now. Mainly, really, all that he has right now. Killing off so he can set himself up on high, which really was all through the spirit part. Yeah, watched him outside. The Lord, the one that set him up. Right, Chris K. It's good to say promotion coming out from the east, from the west. Okay, so the Lord really set him up, but through him trying to get that rulership, all right, he did do wickedness. All right, so going back to the topic, all right, because a lot of the spirit out there is why these certain things are happening. All right, why are we seeing such things popping up on the news? A lot of people are asking questions. And even to my job, a lot of people was like, this time we're in right now is not good. I feel like we're at the end. And I'm sitting there like, yes, we are at the end. Okay. And how do we know we're at the end? Because all these prophecies are speaking. Okay, and I'm against certain prophecies that the Lord already told us was going to happen before his coming, in which we're seeing it through the Spirit. We're seeing it through the Spirit. I was making sure the mic is on. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For man shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth makers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, when they're lovers of the Most High, having former godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turning away. All right. For of this sort, and they which creep into houses are left captive, silly women laden with sins, and led away with diverse lusts. Stop right there. Yes, I'm gonna start right there. The point was verse 1. It says, this knowing also that in the last day perilous time shall come. Let's go to the word perilous. Perilous. Full of danger and risk. And we are living in a dangerous time where certain people are scared to go outside. Certain people are scared to reveal their citizen status because Esau's rolling up on them and snatching them up. It's just dangerous, difficult art to bear, fierce and full of risk. People are turning up against each other. All right, it's a division upon, the earth right now, especially from the righteous, from the wicked, and even to what's going on right now as far as race riots and the so-called blacks and Latino and Native Americans, the so-called white men. We're living in some scary times right now. We're living in the midst of Jacob trouble, and I think and it's intensifying. We're living within the midst of war as things brew up in the Middle East. We live in the midst of pestilence as certain places in the earth right now are debating shutting down and masking up and stuff like that. And them seeing the rise of certain diseases and weird infection in animals and stuff like that. We're living in times like that. Death, destruction, and danger. Okay, why is that? Because we're living in end times, and the disciples, all right, actually, I was shy back then. When shall we see the end of days? And this is what Yahweh said unto them. It's in Matthew chapter 4, starting in verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming in the world? And Yahweh answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, shall deceive many. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. The end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right, and we've seen a majority of what's going on right now. Okay, famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. The scripture said these are the beginning of sorrows, so things are going to get worse as we get closer and closer to the coming of Yahweh Shai. And all of these things are happening within the news. As for why a lot of people are saying, why are these things happening? Everything's getting bad. It's every corner you turn, you're hearing bad news. All right. Today was so-called 9/11. All right. I looked up on the internet. Mass shooting happened in Tampa, Florida. All right. We living in some perilous times, man. Okay. That's why all these things are happening. All these things are happening because prophecy is playing out. All these things are happening because the rulership is about to switch over. Okay. That's why all these things are happening. And it will behoove you to seek the Lord. All right. And this really is true for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's who the Lord is going to come back and save, primarily the elect. All right. So it will behoove you to turn back and seek the Lord. So while all these things happen, you can have a hedge. Okay, and that's the whole purpose. You want to see these things. You see these things. Are you in fear? All right, so what's good to say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Okay, you fear the Lord. Why? Because He's the one that's bringing all these prophecies to play. All right, you see these things. All right, you want to make sure you're on point. All right, get in line, repent. All right, do the will of the Lord. Follow His ways, whether you be a prophet, a teacher, or helping anything. Okay, following the line, and the Lord will be part of that number, the elect, so you can be saved from these set of pearls, even all the way up to the hour of temptation and the nukes. All right, because these things are gonna play out. We at the moment where we just sitting back and having, wait upon the Lord and watch these prophets play out as we seek to, do His will. All right. So, Lord, whatever it is, edifying, give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Give double to our apostles, elders, and millstone. Also say a good, shalom to all the Akim out there, preach truth. True city, I'm going to say, keep it there and keep it fighting. Shalom.